We love you, Craig.
I love you too, Craig. I'm recording.
I am recording. I don't have any more ideas for cold opens, so
No?
no, I'm all out.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the Big Match Minute. I'm Diet Coke.
And I am Lilith.
And this is the show where we break down certain wrestling matches at our discretion, minute by minute.
Let's stop wrapping it up in the pretense that these are, we've called them notable or like something like that. We just pick ones.
Yeah, we just pick them because we feel like it.
Yeah.
You can add a list. You can add to the list that already includes your friend and your nose. You can add wrestling matches to talk about your podcast on the list of things you can pick.
Yeah. I mean, some people, they make podcast. I would say most wrestling podcasts talk more about, just things that happened this week, whether they're covering the current WWE product or AEW or whatever. Which they, I think, have less choice than we do. But when you're running a shop as sloppy as ours.
Yeah, but they picked to do that.
Yeah.
They could have done this bullshit. They just chose not to.
Well, I mean, Diet Coke, you could say that they picked to do that, but and maybe this is a sentiment you can be familiar with. Sometimes you strap yourself into an idea for a podcast and realize several episodes in, maybe it wasn't the best idea in the world.
That's true. We should normalize quitting your podcast, is what I would
say. High level. What'd you think about this minute? Because I know last minute was a bit of a letdown.
I think this is a minute. This is a minute. That's you know what? I think this is a minute. I think this is roughly 60 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
There's some fun stuff in this minute.
I liked it better. It had less of the, this just feels like it could have been video package.
Yeah.
It has some actual, some stuff going on it.
There's some kissing. You love to see kissing in a minute.
Oh, we'll get to the kissing. Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your shovel ready?
No.
Oh. Could you get your shovel ready?
No, I don't have a shovel actually.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to use your fingers when we dig into this minute.
What's weird is it's such an established thing in wrestling to say get your shovel ready because we're going to bury someone.
Yeah.
This was, and what you were saying was like, it was a similar thing. Wasn't sure where you were going. That's why whenever I'm not sure where it's going, I pump the brakes and I stop yes anding and I throw out some no periods.
It's one of my favorite things about you. Just like the way you eat apples, and other your insistence on the quality of certain kinds of Italian pasta dishes.
We don't need to talk. We don't need to relitigate lasagna right now.
Or any cats thereof. Let's dig in. Posed to be a prophecy. Now let's theorize. What was it right before posed? Because it's clearly like either a fraction of a sentence or a fraction of a word there. What was the beginning of that sentence, Zach?
I think it was, I love the hit FX show, comma, pose.
And that, which, and then he just said to be a prophecy.
Yeah, new sentence, new unrelated sentence, to be a prophecy.
Yeah. I think, that he was discussing Star Trek Deep Space Nine and specifically the character arc of Benjamin Sisko,
Who was opposed to a prophecy?
He's the emissary of the prophets, but he was opposed to being a prophecy.
That's true. Stupid. See, here we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna stop right here. I'm gonna take you to joke court because you obviously had a specific idea for a joke you wanted to say, but instead of just saying it, you threw out the setup and said, "Here, Diet Coke, you go first."
Hey, and you did perfectly fine with it.
I'm just saying, it's like you were about to walk out on an icy lake and you weren't sure if the ice was gonna hold, so you were like, "Hey, Diet Coke, you go first." Making me the fucking canary in the coal mine of that joke.
No. If anything, I knew that if you didn't have anything, that I was going to save us both. With my excellent DS9 rep.
Save us. I wouldn't need saving if you hadn't put me there.
But instead, it's my grandest failure.
Yeah.
And of course, we see from the visual cues here that we're talking about his match at WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania XXX, as they called it.
Yes. Which we've already made, I think, all the jokes we can make about that.
we made jokes about it being alcoholic, about it having nudity, and about it starring either Vin Diesel or Ice Cube. Is that what you're saying?
I actually don't think we touched the booze angle.
Yeah, see? There's still some untapped water there.
There's some meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you have anything?
The other day I was out of paint thinner, so I just used WrestleMania 30 instead.
Good. All right. Fantastic. You really knocked that one out of the park.
Thank you.
I've hurt for so long.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's like to feel. Now, it kind of just sounds like Bray Wyatt's quoting Nine Inch Nails lyrics at that point.
Yeah, he's reading from his Tumblr when he was 14.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've heard for so long. I can't remember what it's like to feel. My science teacher is an asshole. Who cares about covalent bonds?
I certainly don't.
I just want to listen to My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
And post gift sets from the latest Supernatural. Do you think Bray Wyatt would be? If Bray Wyatt was in a Tumblr fandom.
Okay, yeah, this is a good question.
Yeah. Which one? I feel like Supernatural is a strong candidate. What with its it's the it's with the all the supernatural shit that's going on. It's hard to talk about Supernatural without saying the word supernatural, and it sucks for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you might have got it in one, Lily. I'm trying to.
I mean, what else do we have? We got Sherlock, which I don't think Bray Wyatt would like at all.
No, me neither.
Avengers again. I think Bray Wyatt would be talking shit about the Avengers people on Twitter because they're all normies who like superheroes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
John Cena would probably be fucking blogging about what's his name, Captain America.
Yeah,
about
for
how
sure.
Cool he is.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's easy.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd go for Doctor Who either.
No. Well,
Yeah, I think you got it in one, Lily.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take a turn and you think it's a wonderful new road, and nope, it's just a alley, just a dead end
just a
little
shitty
alley
with
just an alley with a dumpster at the end.
Yep. And then we rooted around in that dumpster, got filthy,
and a possum screaming at you. Hung out with the possum.
But now,
do you ever wish you could talk to a possum?
What's that?
Do you ever wish you could talk to possums?
Absolutely.
Sometimes when I'm walking around at night and I see a possum, I'm just like, this is a friend. This is me. I see myself in this possum.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear a story. I want to hear what stories you have to tell.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of stories, Bray says, but now it's time to rewrite my own story.
Yeah.
Which is just still
kind of in that Tumblr speak.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That was like the tagline for the Supernatural fan fiction he wrote with an alternate ending for some season finale.
Where Bray Wyatt self-insert kisses one of the, I don't know any of the characters from Supernatural.
I know that one of them is Dean, and it's not the one who's Dean on Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Dean on Gilmore Girls went on to play the one who's not Dean on Supernatural.
Gotcha.
I want to say his name's like Josh or something. That can't be right.
Sure. Dean and Josh.
That's the brothers from Supernatural.
Well, you got it. All right.
Do you think, let me ask you, real quick before we move on, can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
How often do you think the creators of Supernatural curse themselves for making the two main characters brothers, because it adds a heavy limitation to the amount of erotic fanfic that can happen?
Not that often, because it doesn't really limit it. I've been on the internet before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it completely limits it. I think there are a lot of people that don't care, but I do think there would be more without that.
I think there might be less without it, honestly.
All right, fair enough.
People on the internet are perverts.
Fair enough.
Now we cut, and it's close on Bray's face, so it's kind of hard to tell immediately, but you don't have that soft, creepy orange swamp lighting anymore. And what do you know? Bray's in the ring. He's in his chair.
Yeah.
And then he says, run, which I would say paradoxically, he follows up by getting out of his chair and running.
Yeah, well, he's saying you should run from the big beefy swamp monster that's about to attack you.
Okay. I kind of thought maybe he was like getting himself pumped up.
He was sort of just saying a command to himself.
You can do this. You can do this.
Yeah.
Run. We're getting a brief glimpse into Bray's internal monologue, where he's actually a very insecure person.
Well, maybe he's an android. He just had to it was just like run the script, run the command.
Yeah. So he rushes John Cena, who is now changed into his gear from Mania 30.
Yes. It's Christmas themed, I would say. It's red and green.
Yeah, there's a lot of red and green. I mean, those are just two colors that I think are well represented in John Cena's gears.
That's true. When you see red and green, do you think of Christmas or do you think of watermelon first?
I think I think of Christmas first.
Yeah.
Kind of depends on the situation. But
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So he rushes John, who before he rushes him looks somewhat alert, or at least aware of his surroundings. But as soon as Bray just kind of claps him with his arms, and John is out, limp in Bray's arm.
Yeah, like the famous Bizkit that once inspired Fred Durst. He is limp.
And who then inspired The Undertaker.
Yeah.
To just keep rolling.
It's the circle of life,
It is the circle of life. Now, Bray Wyatt does a thing that I don't think he does enough these days.
We can all agree on that.
It's kind of he left it in the past with some old gimmicks, and I get it. But the image of a limp John Cena being merrily danced around the ring by Bray Wyatt is fun.
It's nice. It's real good. It's a high point of this minute.
The look on Bray's face while he's doing this, just that. Bray Wyatt can radiate joy like few else when he wants to.
Yeah, he's just giddy when he's dancing with John Cena.
And it's downright cute.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I really enjoy it. And he does the dance, and then he sets him up across his knee for the old Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Which he does complete with the kiss, which he doesn't always do. But
I like the kiss, though. I think I would prefer he always do the kiss.
The kiss is so good.
Yeah, you like to see a wrestler give another wrestler a tender kiss before slamming them into the canvas.
It's really excellent. And I think we've talked about, we don't talk a whole lot about current wrestling storylines right now, but we've mentioned that Alexa Bliss is now being, kind of seduced by the Fiend. And which the first sign of this was that she got a single dreadlock in her hair, which was was something. Now,
it would be funny if it wasn't problematic.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, that's the thing. If Bray Wyatt had like very distinctive hair that wasn't like kind of crappy culturally appropriate stuff, then it would rule.
It would rule because it would be the right kind of stupid.
But given that, the way that things are, it sucks. But now, on the most recent SmackDown, Alexa has 4 dreads now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And during it was a fatal 4-way for a number 1 contenders match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa seemed very normal up until Michael Cole mentioned the Fiend on commentary. And then she suddenly went into a trance-like state.
Oh,
and
once the Fiend's name was invoked.
Yeah, when the Fiend's name was invoked, she went into a trance-like state and did Sister Abigail's kiss, complete with the kiss, to her former friend, Nikki Cross.
That rules.
Yeah. The reason I know all of this is because I watched SmackDown live last week. Because I'm trying, like, this storyline is actually something that I'm enjoying following. The whole Alexa Bliss Fiend thing that's going on.
You're the real hero, Lily.
Yeah. I watched a lot of garbage. Well, because they were talking about how the Fiend was going to debut a new character on the Firefly Funhouse, and everybody thought it was going to be Alexa Bliss. Turns out it was a puppet walrus that is very clearly Paul Heyman.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the minute. Diet Coke.
Let's do it.
So, John Cena is set up for Sister Abigail. He gets a nice little tender kiss on his forehead, which, do you think John Cena appreciated that?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Maybe just like the way that the world is and the way that, just kind of life is. I was just thinking, like, even if I was being psychologically tortured by a weird swamp wizard who could summon the devil, and I was about to be slammed face first into a wrestling mat, a nice little kiss on the forehead sure would still do the trick for me.
I think that's true for you, and I think it's true for me, but I don't think it's true for John Cena.
Yeah, you might be right. I think
he is just a different person than either of us.
I think you are correct. But he lets John Cena go.
He does. He kind of tosses him loose.
Yeah, kind of spins him around. John Cena is up on his feet.
Yeah.
We both know that's not enough to end this, Superman.
I like that he calls him Superman. That's funny.
It's good.
Yeah.
Superman was never like an official John Cena like tag, was it? He never did.
Not that I'm aware of. That's why it's funny to me that he calls him that.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, kind of thought of him as, he's just he's just completely unbeatable, like Superman. But
yes.
And suddenly, Bray Wyatt has a steel chair in his hand.
Yeah. He has summoned a steel chair from the void.
Mm-hmm. He says, "But this is enough to end things." And John Cena takes the chair. Bray gets on his knees. And he says, 6 years ago. Now, we're getting a lot of these cliffhangers.
Yeah, that's true. This one also, because he finishes that wording clean. I just watch these minutes on repeat when I watch them, and I had a real hard time keeping track of where I was in the minute because it all just kind of blended into one perfect loop.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah. Now, what do you think that Bray is going to say happened 6 years ago?
6 years ago, he is going to.
Let's go back. It's June 2020. 6 years before that would have been 2014.
Yeah.
Let's all think about what the world was like, where we were at. What do you think Bray Wyatt's going to say?
2014. I think he's going to say 6 years ago, something very special happened. And I would like to announce that my cat has entered the room right at the end of the podcast, presumably to cause trouble.
Hi,
Christmas! my beloved cat, Christmas, has walked into the room, and she is staring at the microphone, and she does have trouble on her mind, I can tell.
Oh, hello. You're just full of trouble, Christmas.
Yes, she is. I think he's going to say 6 years ago. My favorite movie came out, and then he's going to talk about $1 Million Arm starring John Hamm.
Oh, okay.
So a not Disney Channel, just a Disney movie about an inspiring baseball story.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that one.
Yeah. I think that's what Bray Wyatt's going to talk about.
I think that Bray Wyatt is going to say 6 years ago, we had Steve Jobs, Johnny Cash,
you've done it to me again,
and Bob Hope.
I'm gonna kick your ass. This is not how a best friend and co-host treats a best friend and co-host.
What? What have I done?
Once again, you've sent me out.
No, here's the thing.
The ground.
Here's the thing. I didn't have that
bridge
one when I
rickety.
said that. I didn't have it. I came up with that in the last 20 seconds.
All right, fair enough.
The first time, for sure. I had that before we started recording. Oh. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about this minute?
Bray Wyatt's got some cool little sculptures in his little swamp hut that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. I've always, he's got weird little, it looks like there's a mannequin head, but it's got kind of the Chelsea grin thing. It's been,
like the Joker scar.
Yeah. Well,
Christmas is actively trying to take the windscreen off my microphone now.
Well,
I am having to hold her legs to keep her from doing this.
This is so cute.
She's a very cute cat.
If you
loves crime,
we're going to have to do a thing that involves something with a thing, and you didn't want it to go through a hole or something
yeah, if
like
I had
that.
to stop the flow of something.
Yeah, what would you use for that?
I'd use a plug, and I would.
Fantastic. Diet Coke, do you have any plugs?
I got some other podcasts. Go Godzilla, the official Dunstan Checks In podcast is done now, but you can hear all of it if you want. You can find me on Twitter at Very Cool Emily. Sometimes I stream on Twitch. I'm Diet Coke 666 on Twitch, but you can just go to dietcoke.cool to get there faster.
Awesome. And you can find my podcast, Ghost Puncher Core. That's CORPS. Ghostpuncher.net/core. And I do other stuff. I don't really know where you can find it right now. Fuck off. Don't find me.
Yeah. See, you get it.
Yeah. You know what we don't talk about enough on this show?
What's that?
Twitter.com/bigmatchpod.
That's true.
I don't think ever mentioned that on this show.
I think we have mentioned it like once though, maybe in our first episode and never again.
Maybe. I don't even know if we had the Twitter when we recorded our first episode.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's where you can go for updates about the Big Match Minute. I've been making cool little GIFs or videos to go with every minute. Those are fun.
They are fun. They're extremely fun.
Hey, a Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
How do you wanna end this thing? Do we have like some kind of established end of like a catchphrase, something like that? Like that's all, folks, or Excelsior. Or...
Oh, that would be handy.
That would be handy.
We don't though.